So the latest update fixed my autopilot problems? Yes, it did. Let's dig into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So it is a beautiful sunny day, although a little bit brisk, 37 degrees Fahrenheit here in Northern Illinois. And everyone's been getting the latest software update, 2020.12.5. And I recently did a video on the dash cam and the Sentry camera, the software update where you can access the videos from the screen. Very, very cool. I also talked about the road cone recognition. That's pretty cool as well. For today's video, I want to talk about Autopilot. So historically, Autopilot, when I first got the car, Autopilot, about every probably 30 to 40 seconds, it would give me the nag if you weren't touching the wheel, which you're supposed to touch the wheel, and I get it, but if you weren't, it would take 30 or 40 seconds before it would nag you to take the wheel. Got a couple software updates, and that was up to a minute. Great. Well then, here of late, recently, the last few updates before this recent one, the nag had become every 17 seconds. It was consistent. I timed it. I've got my little minute timer here, and I would time it. It was every 17 seconds. So kind of annoying, really. And I mean, I get it, you're supposed to have your hand on the wheel, but it was also ridiculous. I'd have my hand on the wheel and it would still notify me. I had to wiggle the wheel every now and then. It was just, I don't know, it was kind of annoying. I don't want to say it became not worth having Autopilot. It was still fine. It's just, it's almost like, I don't know, Tesla was making it so inconvenient to use that it really wasn't worth what it seemed like it should be. So when I got this recent update, I thought, well, you know, I wonder. And so I started trying Autopilot and testing out the duration. So let's go ahead and let's see here. I will activate Autopilot and hit start on my stopwatch here. So I'm ready to grab the wheel. Again, you're supposed to have a hand on the wheel, but for demonstration purposes, I'll show you here. So I've been timing it, and I've had a couple times where it's asked me to take the wheel in like 25 seconds, but typically it's up closer to a minute these days. So we'll wait for the notification to come up to grab the wheel. 26 seconds, 27 seconds, and still counting. 35 seconds, 40 seconds. It's just now telling me, oh, and there we go. We'll hit stop. 50 seconds, so just shy of a minute. So you can see that was just one test. I'll test it again here in a minute, but that's pretty consistently what I'm getting, is right up close to a minute before I need to touch the wheel again. And again, I know you're supposed to have your hand on the wheel, and I typically do. When I'm normally driving, I have my hands here. If I'm going to drive one-handed, it's typically like this. If I have Autopilot on, I lay my hand here, but it has, up until this latest software update, it wouldn't even recognize my hand at times. I'd still get the nag to put some force against the wheel, even though I had my hand on it. But with this update, not only does it take longer before it gives me the nag, if I so much as just put a finger on the wheel, it senses it and it doesn't give me that nag at all. One other thing that I've found is going past turn lanes is much less sensitive. So I just activated it again. I'm not necessarily going to time it on this one, but I'm coming up to a turn lane here. So there's a turn lane on my right. Car didn't do anything. Normally it would start to ease over, but other than just normal, you know, road corrections, it's not doing anything. There's the lane change. Lane change is happening more rapidly now than it was before. So I am pleased with it. One other thing that I noticed that Autopilot used to do that it is much better with, when discussing the turn lane issue, what I found is oftentimes it would start to take a turn lane and then figure it out and correct. But here's where it was really bad, and that was if you were on a long sweeping corner. So for instance, we'll use a left-hand corner as an example. If you're on a long left-hand sweeper and there's a turn lane on the left, or if you're on a right-hand sweeper and there's a turn lane on the right, the car wants to hug the inside of the lane. So, and I've had this happen on numerous occasions, and there's a number of areas of road by my house like this, where as I'm on a sweeping turn, there's a turn lane on the inside, the car would take the turn lane, and it wouldn't even figure it out and swerve back over. It took the turn lane, and then wanted to come into the oncoming lane ahead. And now, I know that Autopilot is primarily designed for highway use, and that's where it shines. But still, when you're on some of these 55-mile-an-hour roads that are just very, very long stretches, it's nice to use it. But the turn lanes were confusing it. With this latest software update, Tesla didn't say anything in the notes section that they made any changes to Autopilot, but there are some pretty significant improvements. It used to be so annoying that I didn't even use it much. Now it works so well that I use it all the time again. All the time. I mean, stop and go traffic. Not if I'm going through the middle of town. If I'm going through the middle of town and there's a bunch of stoplights and side streets and stuff, I not only do I not trust it, but you need to be more alert, and I'd rather have my hands on the wheel. So, but that's not what Autopilot was meant for anyway. So I just wanted to share with you guys this improvement that they've got, because again, it was every 17 seconds, like clockwork. It didn't matter what was going on. It didn't matter, was the road clear? Was it heavy traffic? Was it high visibility, low visibility? It was every 17 seconds, it would give me that nag. And that is just too frequent. And again, it didn't want to recognize my hand on the wheel. So very, very happy with it. I'm going to continue doing more testing to make sure that Autopilot is indeed improving in other ways as well. So we'll go ahead and activate it again here. Start stopwatch. So there we go. We'll go ahead and see how long it takes to give me the nag. "45 seconds, 50 seconds. Just gave me the notification there. There we go, 57.6 seconds. So very, very pleased with that. Go reset, and I'll wiggle the wheel a little bit, let go, and hit start. "30 seconds. Crossed a minute, and I'm actually going to take it out of Autopilot because I need to turn right here. 1 minute and 16 seconds. So anyway, those are my findings, and I'm pretty excited about this. Autopilot is definitely more stable. It works a lot better. It doesn't nag as often. It just works better now. It also seems to know the difference between back roads like this, 2-lane roads versus expressways, and it will give me the Autopilot nag much more often on 2-lane back roads like this than it does on the expressway. So Tesla's making Autopilot smarter. Now, for those of you that are wondering, I'm at hardware 2.5. This is a 2018 long-range rear-wheel drive Tesla Model 3, and I have the strange enhanced Autopilot. It's not the basic Autopilot. It's not full self-driving. When Tesla first released their cars, you could buy what they called enhanced Autopilot. So I don't have the full self-driving features. It doesn't recognize stop signs and stop lights, but it's not your basic Autopilot. So for instance, I have Navigate on Autopilot. The car will change lanes and pass people and that for me. So I have, say, half of the full self-driving features with my enhanced Autopilot. So that's the system that I have. And yeah, totally thrilled with Autopilot. It's working very well with this software update, so can't say enough good about it. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. I do appreciate you all. By all means, go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section below, like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, all of that jazz. If you have a screen mount kit ordered, I've had a flurry of orders during this quarantine time. People are ordering mainly because it's discounted. If you go to the link in the description below, you'll notice the screen mount kit has been discounted. I'm running that kind of through this quarantine time just to give people something to do. So if you have one ordered, I don't want to say I have much of a delay, but within the next few days, all pending orders will ship. So, but if you want to get in on a sale, the link is in the description below. I think that's it. I have a video coming up. I'm putting my 20-inch wheels back on the car. I ordered fresh tires for it, along with my Mountain Pass Performance camber arms for the rear. I also have a carbon fiber dash and carbon fiber spoiler coming from RPM Tesla. They are a supplier now for me, a distributor for the screen mount kit. I'm selling them and they're selling them. So as part of that, he's sending me some carbon fiber goodies. So you'll see me working on and modifying my car again here in the future, coming up soon within the next couple weeks. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate you all, and as always, stay charged. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye now.